Hi everyone, my name is Emily. Welcome to my beginner's yoga class. This is a short 20-minute session. This is usually an hour class. The poses are held just longer. If you want to hold the poses longer, you can pause the video. And this is Midas. He really wants to do yoga with us today, but if you have a dog with you, get him off your mat so we can get started. Come to your mat, starting in child's pose, forehead to the mat. Massage your head against the mat. Come up to tabletop, elbow to knee, and extend out, using the opposite elbow to your knee. Come down and switch. And back to tabletop. From here, come to your toes, extend your hands out and push back into downward dog. Start to walk your dog, bending your knees, really feeling a stretch, first down dog of the day. Bring your feet to the middle of your mat, your head down, ragdoll, grab opposite elbows, bend your knees, extending out. Bring your chest to your knees, really feeling the stretch here. And some Midas action. To roll up, bring your hands down into prayer. Setting your attention and coming back down, hands to the mat. Half lift, hands back down, push back into a high push-up, lower down chaturanga, upward dog, Adho Mukha Savasana, downward facing dog. Bring your feet to your hands, a half lift, and circle sweep your hands up to the sky, hands back to prayer. Come down to the mat, plant your hands, float back into chaturanga. If you do this, make sure you're landing in a low push-up. Come into downward dog, your feet to your hands. If you're jumping, just land softly on your knees. Beginners, step forward. Hands to prayer, hands to the mat. Step back into a high push-up, lower down, upward facing dog, push back, downward facing dog. Listen carefully as we change here. You're in downward dog, feet to hands. Extend your hands up to Utkatasana, chair pose. Lean slightly forward, biceps by the ears. Squatting down. Your hands to the mat. Step back into your high plank. Lower down, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Your right foot up high, stepping it through and coming right into warrior two. Back foot's parallel with the back of the mat. Hands are parallel to the earth and revolve forward. Right elbow to right knee, looking up through your fingertips. Coming back to warrior two, reversing your warrior. Try to keep that front knee bent. Come back to the mat. You can float your right leg up if you wish. And pushing back, downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Left leg up, step it through. Inhale your hands up to warrior two. Start to reach forward and revolve. Keeping that knee bent 90 degrees. Then reverse your warrior. Option to half bind, hand behind the back. Floating your left leg up, upward facing dog. Push back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Feet to hands, inhale, back to chair pose. Hands down to the mat. Inhale, half lift. Float back into your plank, upward dog, push back, downward dog. Come right into the second set. Come up to warrior two, reach forward, revolve, reverse your warrior, hands down to the mat. Upward facing dog, push back, downward facing dog, up into the second set. Moving quickly here. Warrior two on the other side, revolve, reverse your warrior, come down to the mat, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Bring your feet to your hands, half lift, Utkatasana, chair pose. Hands to prayer, hands to the mat. Step back, high plank, lower down, upward facing dog, thighs off the mat. And bring that right leg up to the sky, warrior two. This is the third set. Option to bind here, bring your right arm under your right leg to meet your left hand. It's a good stretch here. And reverse your warrior. And down option to flip your leg, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, other side. If you did so on the other side, bind here, your left arm under this time, and your right arm around to meet the fingertips. 90-degree bend in that front knee, reverse your warrior. Cartwheel your hands down, high. Bring your feet to your hands. Now come down to your mat. If you have weights by your mat, grab them. If not, take this time to grab some weights. I like to grab 20s, medicine ball, anything that works for you. We're gonna do some abs here. So I'm working with a dumbbell today. It's not ideal. The best is the medicine ball. Midas is gonna help me here. We're just gonna do abs. Have your knees bent 90 degrees and have your weight at your chest. And do about 30 here. Head off the ground, reaching forward, abdomen engaged. Now extend out your legs. We're going to alternate our legs down to the mat. I like to keep the weight up and kind of reach for my toes. If you're not doing weight here, you can do opposite elbow to opposite knee. Main thing is keeping your abdomen engaged. Don't protrude it out, and remember to breathe. Stay strong here. Put your weight to the side. We're going to do boat pose. So a few modifications here. You can extend your knees straight out, your hands straight out, or you can grab the back of your thighs, just keeping your back straight. And challenge yourself and take breaks. Whatever works for you. And then slowly extend down to your mat. Take a breath here. And we'll roll a couple times, about 3 times, and flip up into a high plank. From your high plank, lower down, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Back to our poses. Hands to feet, half lift, hands to mat, chair pose. Your hands to prayer and look to the right. Bring your left elbow to your left knee. Hands to prayer, extend out your legs. Grab your toes here, gorilla pose. Really feeling the stretch in your back. Let's do the other side. Step on your hands, massaging your wrists with your big toes. Bring your chest to your knees, really feeling the stretch here. Step back into a high plank, lower down, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up, crescent lunge, 10 toes facing forward. And revolve your crescent lunge, left elbow to right knee, looking to the right. That back leg is straight, holding your balance here. Keeping hands in prayer and coming back down to the mat. And this is runner's lunge. Lower your back leg down. Curl in your right foot onto the edge of your foot, really feeling the stretch here. Great for your hips, great for runners. Come back into the lunge. And raise your left leg up. Crescent lunge on this side. Biceps by the ears, hands to prayer. And do the opposite side this time. Right elbow to left knee, looking to left. Hands down to the mat. Lower your right knee. Just whatever is comfortable for you. Once you feel the stretch, kind of rest here. You can hold it longer if you need, just pause the video. If not, step back. We'll go into a side plank here. Lower down, upward facing dog. Push back, downward facing dog. Bring your feet to your hands. If crow is in your practice, do so now. Bring your knees into your armpits and then kind of let them rest on your triceps wherever they fall. Look a little bit in front of you. Toes off the ground, bouncing on your hands. If you fall here, that's okay. Get right back in. Midas, watch out. Bounce here, great strength. And you can push back into a low plank, down into downward facing dog. Use your right leg up, step it through. Warrior one, warrior two, foot's parallel. Straighten out your front leg, start to reach forward, come into triangle. Hands parallel to the earth, feet facing forward, and bend down to wide-legged forward fold. In your practice, you can go into a handstand here. Start to come forward, bring your knees to your triceps, hands by your ears, a little bit wider than your shoulders. Finding that balancing spot on your head. Getting all the benefits of being upside down, memory, focus, concentration, blood rushing to your head. Come up slowly, take a breath. Hands to the mat. And let's do the other side. Step your left leg through. Warrior one, warrior two. Straighten out your front leg. Looking through your right fingertips. Let's triangle. And wide-legged forward fold, coming down. If you have a block here, something to rest your head on, wherever you feel the stretch, stop there. Don't push it beyond your limits. It's whatever's in your practice. Slowly come out of your handstand if you're in one. Don't take out your dog if he's practicing with you. Practice control. Using your breath, slowly come out. Cartwheel your hands down, high plank, lower your plank, and downward facing dog. And balancing series here. Standing on our mat. Here's tree. Bring your right foot to your right calf. Extend your branches. Option to bring it to your inner thigh, just never on your knee. Let's do your other leg. Left foot to inner thigh or calf. Hands in prayer or up to the sky. Go into eagle from here. Wrap your right arm under your left and ravel them. Bend down. The farther you bend, the more you'll ravel your leg. Bringing that right leg over your left. Try and stare at something that's not moving. Bring your foot all the way around. If you fall out, come back in. If your leg just rests cross-legged, that's fine too. Points to improve circulation, raveling your legs. Practicing balance. It's the opposite side, left under right. Bring your left leg over your right. And slowly bend down. The more you squat down, you're using those big muscles. It'll be easier to balance. The last balancing posture, dancer pose. Start with your right leg out. Start to reach forward. Look at something that's not moving. The more you kick, the more you'll stay. Slowly come out with control. Grab your left foot, right hand up by your ear, and start to bend forward. Kicking your left leg up to the sky. Moving into our floor series, downward facing dog. Bring your right leg up. Come into pigeon. Resting down wherever is comfortable. If this is too much on your hip or too intense, you can come to your back and cross your right ankle on your left knee and stretch that way. This is for your hips, all the tension from sitting at a desk. IT band for runners, hip flexors. It's just a great stretch just to lay in, even if you're just relaxing. Doesn't matter how your leg falls, whatever's most comfortable for you. Just relax here. Come back into a pigeon, kicking that right leg up. And then we'll go straight into mermaid. So bring your left leg up and putting the crook of your elbow, and you can option to bind and bring your right arm over to grab the opposite hand and open up and stretch for your left toes, getting that hamstring stretch. Grab your calves or your ankle just whenever you feel the stretch stop. Do the opposite side, bringing that foot up, grabbing opposite fingertips in mermaid, and going into grabbing our toes. And then wide-legged, seated forward fold, grabbing our toes, feeling the stretch in our hamstrings, option to relax your elbows down here. And bring your feet to the front of the mat. Paschimottanasana, forward fold, grabbing our toes. Now come down to the mat. One vertebrae at a time, slowly relaxing down. Bring your feet up, knees to your chest. And then up to the sky, letting the blood flow out of your legs. Going into plow. Legs parallel with the earth. And really stretch here. Bringing your feet over your head. It feels good to just play here. Come into happy baby, grabbing your opposite feet. I like to come into bridge, grabbing your hands, interlocking fingertips. Spinal twist. Bring your right knee in and then across your body, looking the opposite way. And grab your left knee and pull it across your body, looking over your left shoulder. Starting to really slow the heart rate down here, focusing on your breath. One more time, bring your knees into your chest. Really squeeze here. Forehead to your knees. Feeling all the benefits of your practice, and slowly lower your legs down. And take a moment here just to explore how you feel and feel all the benefits of the practice. Breathe here. Think about your intention for today. And don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just enjoy this present moment and the time you took today for your yoga practice. Feeling at peace. If you need to stay in longer, you can pause the video and just relax. Do a body scan. I'm so grateful you chose to practice with me today. I honor the place in you, which is love, of truth, of light, and of peace. When you're in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste.